What's up everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you for tuning in, and in today's video we're going to be talking about a $25,000 wholesale deal I did in Scottsdale, Arizona. This was an amazing deal, so make sure you stick around to the end of the video so you can see how I did this deal. Also, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, make sure you go down below, hit the red button and subscribe to the channel. It helps me reach more people and impact more lives, so I'd really appreciate it if you go subscribe. But other than that, let's get right into the video. Alright, so $25,000 wholesale deal in Scottsdale, Arizona. If you know anything about Arizona and the market here, Scottsdale is one of the most desirable places to do fix and flips and to live at as an end buyer. So it's always amazing when we lock up a deal in Scottsdale, Arizona. This deal took forever to lock up. We'd been following up with the seller for over a year. This lead came in from cold calling from a high equity list out here in Arizona. She called us one day and she's like, "Jacob, I am ready to sell finally. Can you come out to the property and take a look at it?" So we went out to the property and she knew the market value went up. Originally when we were talking to her, she wanted $320,000 for the property, and now she wanted more, around $380,000, because she knew the market went up. So in the matter of a year of following up with this lady, she stayed actively watching the market and she went up $60,000 in her asking price. She didn't fix anything up in the property. She didn't remodel it. She didn't make it any better. It just appreciated, and she knew that. So originally she wanted $320,000, and now we're at her house and she wants $380,000. After walking through the property, it was extremely outdated but super clean, in really good shape, but extremely outdated. I'll throw some pictures up. But after walking through it, we sat down at the kitchen table and we started to talk with her about how long she needed to move and what her plans were, etc. She told us she was going to need 60 days, which was totally okay. We give sellers as much time as they need to move, because the main thing that matters is getting them to sign the contract. The more paper we can stack up, the more signed contracts we can stack up, eventually we'll get paid on all of them. So we'll give them as much time as they need to move. We know moving can be one of the hardest things to do in life. So we told her it's completely okay, we'll give you 60 days, and we had to negotiate with her though. $380,000 was too high. So we were able to negotiate and bring her down to a reasonable price at $365,000. Now here's where the deal gets tricky, and here's where I messed up, and here's where my team messed up. We were contemplating keeping this property as a rental, contemplating fixing, flipping it, and contemplating wholesaling it. But because we were looking at keeping it as a rental, we spent time on looking to get a mortgage and whatnot, and then contemplating fix and flipping it. We wasted a lot of time that we could have spent on marketing it to cash buyers. So here comes the close of escrow on June 11th, and here we are on June 1st deciding what we should do with this property. We wasted so much time contemplating different exit strategies that we almost killed the deal by running out of time completely. But when it came to June 1st, we decided there was a land lease on this property, and it was going to cost $700 a month with HOA and the land lease. And so you know, for rental properties, you never really want a land lease. For fix and flips, you never really want a land lease, because that's just an added cost that costs you monthly while you're redoing the property. So cash buyers hate land leases. Buy and hold investors hate land leases. So I wasn't going to take this property down as a buy and hold for my portfolio, knowing that there was going to be an expensive land lease. I didn't really want to fix and flip it because the spread wasn't super crazy. It needed a full remodel, and that land lease would eat me up on the months while I'm remodeling the property. So I completely X'd out buying the property and holding it, and X'd out fix and flipping it. So the exit strategy I decided on to disposition this property was listing it on the market. I felt like because the property was clean, it was market ready, and if I could list it on the market, do an equitable interest listing, list it before I close on it on the market, I felt like I could make a lot more money. So I started out by listing the property on the market for $450,000. That was a mistake. $450,000 was way too high. It might have been able to sell at like $420,000, but I was running out of time. So after listing it on the market for $450,000 for a few days, I got 0 calls, 0 saves on the market. There was no interest on the deal at that price. I then dropped the price to $399,000 on the market. I was running out of time, but finally, 2 days before the close of escrow on June 9th, I got a buyer ready to take an assignment for the deal, to sign an assignment contract, and he was going to pay me $390,000. That would make me a $25,000 assignment fee. I knew I could have made $30,000, $35,000, $40,000 on this deal if I started marketing it earlier, but I ruined the deal and I made myself lose money by bringing it down to a time crunch and wasting a bunch of the time. So I knew I just needed to take the $25,000 and run with it and get the deal closed, because I didn't want to have to close on it on June 11th. If I wasn't able to find a buyer, guess what? I was sending the money to title, I was wiring the money, and I was closing on the deal because I followed up with the seller for a year. Super nice lady. There was no way I was not funding the deal and screwing her. There was no way that was going to happen. So I knew if I wasn't able to plug someone in to buy this deal ASAP, I was going to have to close on it myself. Fortunately, though, that buyer came in just early enough to get this deal in the works before the close of escrow, and I was able to make a $25,000 assignment fee. So I assigned the contract to him. I had him deposit $5,000 non-refundable earnest money, and we got everything in title and prepared to get this thing closed on June 11th. And that's what we did. We were able to get the deal closed on June 11th, and I was able to get paid a $25,000 assignment fee, which is super amazing. As long as I'm making money, I'm winning. I know I lost out on some money. I could have made, maybe 5, 10, 15K more than 25,000, but as long as I'm making money, it's a win. I wanted to bring this video to your guys' attention. I mess up, my team messes up, it's part of the game. No one has 100% solid business. No one has 100% solid strategy. Things happen in real estate, and it's just part of the game. So even I lose out sometimes. Even though I made $25,000, I lost some potential profit. It's still a win, but even I lose on deals sometimes. And here's a key takeaway I want you to take away from this video. When you're looking at multiple different exit strategies, which you should always do, because one exit strategy could make you a lot more money than the other. You should always contemplate different exit strategies. But if you have a lot of other deals going on, you're super busy, and you're not putting a lot of focus into deciding the exit strategy of this deal, you could run out all the time, and then you have no time to market the property. So you got to be careful when you're contemplating these different exit strategies that you're not wasting time, and that you're going to make sure you're going to be able to get rid of the deal and do something with it. Fortunately, on this one, I ran out a lot of time, and I wasn't able to make as much money as I could have. But overall, still an amazing deal. I love the Scottsdale deals because you get a lot of attention on them, because all the fix and flippers in Arizona love to buy in Scottsdale. So the more Scottsdale deals we can get, the better. And you know what's funny? My first wholesale deal ever, where I made $30,000 on my first wholesale deal at 17 years old, was in Scottsdale, Arizona. So I've been loving the Scottsdale, Arizona market, from the very beginning of my real estate journey. It's a great market. I have another video on my YouTube channel where we made a $62,500 deal off a Scottsdale house, a $50,000 deal off a Scottsdale house. So Scottsdale sometimes can bring you massive deals. But other than that, another amazing wholesale deal that we got to the finish line. If you liked this video, make sure to hit the like button. Also, if you have any questions for me, comment down below. And also, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, make sure to go down below, hit the red button, and subscribe to the channel. It helps me reach more people and impact more lives. So I'd really appreciate it if you go subscribe. But I'll see you on the next video. Peace.